Hello friends and viewers, welcome back to Starcraft 1. We finished the first campaign with the Terrans, now we're moving on to the Zerg campaign. Among the Ruins is the title of Mission 1. We are in the Confederate capital world, Tarsonis. The swarms have crushed the meager human resistance and laid waste to 9 of the 13 Terran worlds. Shortly after the fall of the Terran capital world of Tarsonis, the main Protoss fleet abandoned the Terran sector. Now, efforts continue on Tarsonis to weed out the remaining Protoss forces.
Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the Swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my Cerebrates, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now, it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its rebirth into the swarm.
Who is this creature?
You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now, and keep safe my prize.
Alright, we find out that we are a Cerebrate. They are basically generals in the Zerg Hive. We are in New Gettysburg on Tarsonis, and if you remember, the last mission we had in New Gettysburg was when Kerrigan was overtaken by the Zerg, and we presume killed. As a Zerg Cerebrate, we have one main objective from the Overmind, to protect the chrysalis. The Overmind said he found a creature, and it will eventually become one of the greatest agents in the Zerg swarm. So, we have to make sure it's safe.
The hatchery is the heart of any Zerg colony. It spontaneously generates larvae, which in turn are used to spawn your various warriors and minions.
Dagoth is another
Create a
Cerebrate.
drone and start gathering resources.
This is like a tutorial mission, just kind of showing you how to gather resources.
Overlords provide control for your minions. As your forces grow in number, you must hatch more overlords to control them.
Now remember, as Terran,
To create new warrior strains, you must generate the various hive structures. The drones themselves mutate into these structures. Yet be careful. Never use your last drone to make a building.
alright, so we learned a few new things. The differences between the Terrans and the Zerg. We had to build supply depots as Terran, but for Zerg you have to hatch these overlords that kind of just float in the sky. They provide our supply. To create military units like Zerglings, we need to create a spawning pool, and that is one of our objectives. To create Hydralisks, we need to create a Hydralisk den, and that's like another building. So these drones, as Dagoth mentioned, turn into buildings. Dagoth is another Cerebrate, just like myself. He controls several hives, and so do I. So we have a lot of dark area on the map that we don't know. Okay, I'm just kind of sending a Zergling out to explore a little bit. Looks like we have a Goliath mech unit chasing down my little Zergling. Maybe I can, oh, okay, he popped. Alright, so we do know there's some enemies on the east side of us, and I'm pretty sure there's some to the north of us as well. Hopefully they don't want to attack us too soon. I'm going to position some of my Zerglings right here just to kind of protect my hive. We're going to build an extractor soon. We also need to build an evolution chamber, which is kind of like the engineering bay for the Terrans. It provides upgrades for our military units. So the Zerg basically behave as insectoids, kind of like an ant colony or a bee colony.
To become a spawning pool. You'll notice that structures can only implant themselves upon the creep. You can make creep colonies to extend the creep, but only a hatchery can be built upon open ground.
Alright, so the creep he's mentioning is this like purple sludge on the ground. So we have to make sure that that is kind of overtaking some of the area that we can build on. This structure I'm building right here, creep colony, will expand that purple creep out even more, so that we have more surface to build on. Let's build an extractor so we can get some Vespene gas.
Require more minerals.
This hive right in the middle that I'm selecting, it's like our main hub. All of the larvae pop out of there, and that's where we can create new units.
Greetings, I am Zaz. I too am a cerebrate of the Overmind. I have located a small band of Terrans who could threaten the Chrysalis and the Hive cluster. You must not allow them to leave here alive.
Alright, so we've met a second cerebrate. We've met Dagoth and Zaz. They all control different hives. And we are all controlled by the one entity, the Overmind, that we met in the briefing. Here at my upgrade location, and we can also do Zerg specific upgrades with the spawning pool. Metabolic boost to speed them up so they run a lot faster. And now I'm going to create a Hydralisk den so that I can create Hydralisk units, which are my favorite ground unit in Starcraft for the Zerg. The Chrysalis is on that orange beacon right there, so we just got to make sure that any unit that comes does not touch it. Got to keep it alive, keep it safe. Alright, 2 objectives down. Now we are going to create a bunch of Hydralisks, get a huge army, and then push them out to destroy all of the remaining Terran forces in the area. The overlords here, that slow floating creature that's moving over to the left. Once again, that is the unit we need to make to increase our supply. In the Starcraft community, we call them our floating cows, because they kind of sound like cows. We have muscular augments and grooved spines that we can upgrade for our Hydralisks to make them faster and to make them shoot further. So you're probably noticing some similarities between the Terran and the Zerg. Terrans also have upgrades for their Marines to make them shoot further. There are some slight differences, and this game is incredibly balanced. There are pros and cons to each civilization. I personally like the Zerg the most. They are my favorite species to play. I'm just making sure the game is as fast as it can go. Okay, just making sure. Because I want to spit out as many Zerglings as I possibly can, as quick as I can. I don't have too many upgrades on this first mission, and I can't create like a terrible amount of unique units. I think I can only create Zerglings and Hydralisks as far as the aggressive units. Zerglings only require minerals, and I think 2 might pop out with each of those eggs. I can't remember. That might just be a Starcraft 2 thing. I'm going to send another Zergling up here just to see what I'm up against. We have a Fire Bat and 3 Marines. I'm going to do some more upgrades. Whoa, we're being attacked on the right. Yeah, they were no threat at all. So let's keep creating a bunch of Hydralisks and Zerglings.
Evolution complete.
So these creep colonies that spread the purple goop, you can turn them into ground defenses or air defenses. Sunken colonies are the ground defenses. Spore colonies are the air defenses. I don't think we're going to face any air units in this level, so let's just do a bunch of ground defenses so that something is defending our base as we push out. Alright, the Zerglings, as you can see, they are very effective with the frenzy attacks, but they're very squishy. So a Fire Bat that does a bunch of splash damage with their flamethrowers really softened them up quite a bit. But the Hydralisks are doing pretty good. So they have this spined projectile that they shoot from their heads. And they also have an animation if they do melee attack. If you're close enough to enemy units, they use their like scythe arms to slash at them. Really cool creature design. And we might finish this mission pretty soon. Makes sense, it is the first mission, so it's not too threatening. I don't know, these Goliaths might... Oh. My forces are split up a little bit. But I think we're alright. We're going to take out a bunch of their SCVs. Oh, and some Goliaths. How about you guys go that way? Clockwise instead of counterclockwise so that we can not get split up. Once we take out the SCVs, they will be choked out with their economy. They won't be able to gather more minerals, which means they won't be able to create more units to come attack us. So basically just have to clean up whatever's remaining on the map. This is the command center. Once it falls, we'll be able to just kind of scout around, find any remaining forces. Got some supply depots over here. So, to defeat an enemy, you have to destroy every building. Lovely sound those Hydralisks make. And that should be it pretty soon. Thank you guys for watching the Starcraft story playlist. Join me on the next video when we get to Mission 2 of the Zerg campaign. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. Bye!